not Onanuga's fault. That's not his training. It's not his calling. He's a journalist. Simple. The principles of public relations that should apply here, he doesn't have the tactics. So I'm not going to blame him. Rather, I'm going to blame his principal and the system that thinks, politicians always think that it's always good to get a renowned journalist to come and handle these jobs. That is not the way it works. A PR person would have handled these two issues in another light entirely. No person with any inch of PR training would go, spokesperson of the president, would go on air and say, I don't see the level of hunger Nigerians are complaining about. It is the most insensitive and reckless statement ever made by a government official. Because the poverty is there. First of all, there is poverty. Whether you are now going to take responsibility for plunging Nigerians into poverty is a different thing entirely. But at a time like this, for you, a spokesman, to go to say something like, I don't see the level of, it's arrogant, it's reckless, it's insensitive, and irresponsible. Completely. You see, I did this job, something like this, way back in the 80s. Okay, and so I know the name of the game and things like this. Like I think I said with Yomibadejo Okusoya one day we had interaction. It's not spinning lies. This job is not about spinning lies. It is managing the truth.
Bayo should carry Holy Bible and swear to God Almighty that people that are asking him urgent 2K has not increased in the last 3 years.
Is he a Christian or a Muslim?
I bet the Holy Bible or Quran or any work that is any faith book. Even if it's a Buddhist, maybe the Bhagavad Gita or something, we should swear to Almighty God that people that are asking him for urgent 2K in the last 3 years have not increased. We should swear to God that people that are asking him for money, that they are poor, that they are economic conditions, they've all increased for all of us now. Dr. Abati is here. Dr. Abati, have they not increased? They've increased from 50-something% poverty to 60-something% poverty because of the subsidy. And the presidential spokesperson he was abusing Obi the other day. He can't even get facts right. He said the Naira has found its value. Oh no! IMF the other day said the Naira is still undervalued by 25%. That the true value of the Naira is supposed to be about 1,000 something. How can the presidential spokesman be speaking without facts? He drove on the highway. No, they should not do the road. They should leave it there with quota and tar. He said he's not seeing poor people. He also claims he's living in Aja. And he said he's not seeing people that are hungry. Then he goes ahead, starts to see also, get a lot of things. Even the person that was even trying to correct people showed a lot of ignorance as regards the power sector. The was even correcting Obi the other day. You see, it just shows. And I don't want to believe these people don't know. You are saying that Mr. President, things are tough. They know. They even know more than us the hunger and the suffering of people. But you see, because of partisanship, they can't come out and say, oh, things are tough. Because they know it's going to be an indictment on their government. Because most of these things were caused by them. What we are saying is take accountability. Mr. Onanuga is so quick to call people economically illiterate and call people names online. And he doesn't even know that the IMF released a report that the Naira is still undervalued. Naira has found its value. After 2 days after IMF said this. They know these things. They're just keeping the facts away from these people. And enough of all of this. How long are people going to die for in this country?
All right. You wanted to say something, Dr.
Yeah, quickly. Just to say, I think Mr. Onanuga may well be right. He says he doesn't see the level of hunger that Nigerians are talking about. Mr. Onanuga works in the presidential villa, Aso Rock, which is a gated cage. When you are in a gated cage, you may not see what is happening outside. However, we say this, that the report that we're talking about is documented about hunger in Nigeria. The National Bureau of Statistics of Nigeria says that about 68% cannot afford to feed. The National Bureau of Statistics says food inflation is over 48%. The World Bank says households in Nigeria cannot even feed, about 60%. One other report says that over 70% of Nigerians are living in poverty. What you can say is not about what Mr. Onanuga sees. Is he aware of these reports? Does he have counterfacts, alternative truths to counteract what these statutory institutions have said? That is the question we should ask him. But if he says he has not seen it, he cannot see it because for this moment in his life, he's in a gated cage where he's in luxury and he's not likely to know that even in the election in Ekiti State, they were distributing tomatoes and giving people rice so that they can have basic meals. So that's my defense of his position.
We have gotten to a phase in our political life where we would have to engage all the lies being told by the Tinubu administration. Yesterday, Mr. Bayo Onanuga was on Arise TV telling a lot of lies about what the government has done, what they plan to do. As a matter of fact, he said that he couldn't see the reason why Nigerians are complaining. In his mind, in the reality of his mind, Nigerians are enjoying, Nigerians are living sorry, Nigerians are living their best life. Nigerians are having the best of time under a Tinubu presidency. There is nothing that could be farther from the truth. And in the coming days, we begin to engage those lives, partly to encourage the Tinubu administration and led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu to resign from office and go back to Goodillion, and partly because we do not want him to be disgraced in the next election. And for those who are building all of their hope on rigging the election, we have news for you. The 2027 election will not be rigged. And by the special grace of God, it will be in the interest and in the favor of Nigerians.
Dear Nigerians, you don't need to abuse Mr. Bayo Onanuga. As a matter of fact, I don't even blame him. He has only come once again to validate our cry all along that APC is not people-oriented. He said so far he has looked around him and there's nobody crying of hunger. Then the whole Nigeria is not crying of hunger. He's not seeing the hunger anywhere that you people are crying. It is not his fault. That has been the ideology of APC. I think people will begin to reason with me now. People are saying, you hate them, you hate them. APC is not people-oriented. Can't you see it? If you tell an APC person that they killed somebody there, they will tell you as if it is normal. Is it Tinubu that now killed them? So they are not people-oriented. It is not their fault. It is the ideology of that party. So it is Nigerians that will determine if they want to remain foolish or not. It is not their fault. Bayo Onanuga cannot see the suffering in the land. It is not his fault. Don't get it twisted. I don't blame him. You know, I've said I no longer blame Baba again. I don't even blame him. That is their ideology. You see, this quote, I was online one day when somebody was quoting this, when Baba said, widen the tax net, slow down the economy, reduce the purchasing power and all of that. To them, it is a political, it is an economic strategy to gain more money for the government. They are right. So it is we that are now saying, in that widen the tax net, slow down the economy, reduce the purchasing power. How does it benefit an average Nigerian? It is none of their concern. It is you that you are foolish. So what they are after is how to harmonize more money for them to use for whatever achievement they want to achieve. So don't think APC has planned you as part of their agenda. So don't abuse Bayo Onanuga. It is you that should sit down. See, under that comment on Twitter, somebody said, there is hunger in the land though, but we are still APC. We still support Tinubu anyways. The person now is an APC person, maybe on the grassroots, or we beat it back, is confirming to Mr. Bayo Onanuga that there is hunger in the land, but nevertheless, he is still stuck with APC. So who is at fault? It's no longer Bayo Onanuga because he couldn't see it, a presidential spokesperson. He said his staffs, somebody that works with the president, you expect that person to be hungry. Where they are sharing rice every day. He has access to everything. So you want us to flow with the agenda of that person. So he can't see it. It is you that you are seeing it that will take that as a word and decide. It is not his fault, sincerely. That is the ideology of the APC. Somebody just sent a text to me this afternoon that, did I see the political killings going on in Osun State? I said, I'm not in Osun State. But then, it is there. They care less about life. Let them just collect power. See, it is we that should sit down. Have you forgotten that in 2015, somebody said the dog and the baboons will be bathed in blood? And the other person said, the life of any Nigerian is not worth his ambition. You know what? Nigerians go for the party that said the blood of the baboons and the dog will be bathed in, the baboons and the dog will be bathed in blood. Nigerians prefer that person than the person who said, my ambition is not worth the life of anybody. So it is the foolishness of Nigerians. It is not their fault. It is not their fault. The highest norms of human existence is the ability to make choice. It is the choice we have been making again and again. That is their party ideology. They can't do out of that box. They are not people-oriented. It is not their fault. They might decide not to pay people's gratitude. They might decide not to pay people's pension. They might decide not to pay people's salary. They might decide to pay half salary. They care less about how people feel. It is not their fault. Their ideology in their blueprint, in their agenda, is action. Whatever they want to do, action. White elephant projects everywhere. Even where flyover are not needed, you can deny people salary and go and build flyover. So they are not people-oriented. They are not people-oriented. It is as simple as that. That is my clamor for a long while. People said I don't hate APC. I hate their policies. Their policy is not people-oriented. Simple. Whatever agenda you think APC has, whatever blueprint, forget it. Your own life is not part of the agenda. It is not part of the agenda. They are not interested in what becomes of you. We have a party in power. They are killing kings. They are killing kings. And people still see it as it must continue anyway. So what are you now saying? Somebody now said he doesn't see hunger in the land. You want to be abusing the person. It is not their fault. It is not their fault. It is the foolishness of Nigerians, that gave them those bloated egos. It is the foolishness of Nigerians. They know that they can go away with anything. People will still vote for them. Just come out on election day, share some money, and people will still vote for them. It is not their fault. It is not their fault. So when they see a government that is, people oriented a bit. I'm not saying fully oriented. When they see anyone that is government oriented, they want to fight the person tooth and nail. So I don't blame Mr. Bayo Onanuga. I don't blame him. I blame Nigeria.
So the famous Bayo Onanuga, was at the Arise TV to do what he knows how to do best. I listened to that interview, which I'm going to play for you guys to listen to, how he was gaslighting Nigerians, how he was lying to Nigerians. And I want to say this to you. Nigerians, majority of Nigerians are very, very easy to manipulate. All you need to do, just lie to them. Just lie to them. Keep lying. Look at their face and lie to them. Tell them that white is blue. Tell them that blue is red. And you'll see gullible ones rising up to defend lies. So I want you to sit tight and watch this video. Be the judge as Nigerians and tell me whether it is true.
One day I was traveling from Lagos, from Ibadan to Lagos, and Google Maps told me that there's a go-slow in the approach to Lagos. I decided to take Ijebu-Ode, Shagamu, via Shagamu. And what struck me was that I just found myself on a paved road, concrete road. I said, wow, when was this one built? I've not been to Ijebu for some time, and the few times I've been there, I always came through Ekwe. So I said, wow, this is different. And I found that our people, when I say our people, I mean our Ijebu people, they've stopped complaining. I said, oh, no wonder. They now have a brand new road that's not just an asphalt road, a concrete road.
Right.
Is that not beneficial to me or any use of that road? Is it beneficial? People are benefiting. Yeah, I live in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Anytime I go to Lagos and I ask Google Map to tell me how soon will I get home, Google Map will tell me 1 hour, 7 minutes. Before, 2 hours, 30 minutes. And the reason for that is because we now have a coastal road that has shortened my travel time. Is that not beneficial? What are people talking about really? Look, if you have students, if you are a parent, and you have 4 children in university, and they're able to access federal loan, which is interest-free, are they not benefiting? Are the parents not benefiting?
You see,
if you are a civil servant and you can access the credit card, very cheap loan, at below interest is about 7%, now people can access that loan at single digit. Are they not benefiting?
Well, there are question marks over how
monies
are trickling down to people with regard to those loans.
We have been pigeonholed into certain assumptions, certain conclusions. People just say it's like in the early days of this government. I think the president went to Lagos. I think it was coming from the Central Mosque, and somebody now did a voiceover. And that means we are hungry. Since then, people have been saying that we are hungry.
Yeah, but
I'm a Nigerian. I have people working for me privately. I don't see the level of hunger people are talking about because I see them and I keep asking them questions. How are things? How are they adjusting? What are they?
So of course he will not feel the pains of Nigerians. Himself and his cohorts, the people who are in the affairs of power, the Tinubus, all the ministers, the senators, the legislators, they will never feel the pains of Nigerians. Yeah, you're asking people that are working for you, how are they coping? What is the percentage of the people that are working to you compared to Nigerians? You see how these people that think that they are supposed to be elderly people in our society that we are supposed to respect. You can see that they have children brain, they have childish brain. You asked your workers to ask them how they're faring, what's happening in Nigeria. What is the percentage of your workers compared to Nigerians? You are talking of student loan. The burden that you have put upon Nigerians, the chains, burden of chains that are already on Nigerians, is it not enough for you to also put loan on top of them? In that case, what's happened to increasing the minimum wage of these students' parents? A lot of their parents work. Why not increase their minimum wage? What is wrong if minimum wage is 200,000 in Nigeria? What is wrong? How much is 70,000 naira? It's less than $40. That's what is tough. And how much is your salary? Bayo Onanuga. Apart from all the allowances and all the other things that you guys share in that your federal office, what is your salary? Is your salary 70,000? Is it a minimum wage? You people come to Nigerians and lie to us and gaslight us. And you know the funniest thing? There are still some Nigerians, some supporters of this evil government that will applaud this man for what he said. There are so much. And you know what? I'm happy because everybody is partaker of the suffering. Everybody partakes from the suffering. That Tinubu was passing somewhere, there was a voiceover. And that voiceover is what has been ringing hunger. What is this man? What is he talking about? See, Nigerians, you guys need to wake up and start demanding that sane people should be in the government. People that have brains, sane people. Because as a matter of fact, if you have people with brains in the government, they know what projects that they need to put in place. Because obviously these men are old cargoes. They don't know anything about the recent development of this century. They actually don't know it. They don't know it. Nigerians are hungry. That is the truth. Nigerians don't have security. That is the truth. The road you are talking about from Ijebode to your Ajah where you stay, how long do you travel? You travel from that road to the airport, you fly to Abuja, you fly everywhere. Have you traveled on Benin-Lagos Express Road? Have you traveled from Benin to Abuja? Have you traveled from Port Harcourt to Enugu? So, Nigerians, majority of Nigerians enjoys lie. They enjoy lies. They enjoy lies. Just lie to them. That's the formula that this government has discovered. Just go there, lie to them. Lie to them. Tell them. Lie to them. Look at their face. Lie to them. And you will get their loyalty. Until Nigeria wakes up. Or wake up, Nigerians. Until you wake up one day and say, no, you will not accept this again. If not so, you will continue to see all these kind of non-entities in government coming to bamboozle you, coming to tell you lies. Ask Bayo Onanuga, is any of his children beneficiaries of those loans? Ask him where his children are schooling. You will be shocked. By the time you investigate, children are in America, they are in Canada, they are in United Kingdom. You'll be shocked. And somebody's here who is enjoying the taxpayers' money, who are enjoying the national cake, cutting it and sharing it among themselves, is coming to a television station to lie to you people, and you people have accepted it. Ask him if he uses the hospital here. Even if he uses hospital in Nigeria, maybe the one, most of those private hospitals in Lekki, can you afford it? You that are looking at me, can you afford it? Nigerians, majority of Nigerians are easy, very, very easy to manipulate. Just lie to them, look at their face, tell them the lies, and gain their loyalty. Unamumu never reach. The day when Unamumu reach, Una go know what to do to these people.
Good day to our viewers all over the world, and welcome back to Local Journal. Honestly, I don't blame the president's spokesman, Bayo Onanuga. And the thing is this: the reason why these people are taking us for granted is that we don't know our rights as Nigerians. If not, tell me why someone can come and blatantly lie, tell lies, and these guys are pathological liars, and they are so shameless while trying to lie and defend lies. There is no point coming to defend lies when you know that the truth is even known internationally and globally. The thing is this: you can come to manage the truth for your people or for your principal. Nobody is faulting you on that, but trying to change what is black, what is white to black, and what is black to white is what we cannot wash you and do. That is just it. Nigerians are the ones feeling the impact and the nonsensical the nonsensical reforms of this government and this administration that has succeeded and like kind of plunged Nigeria into more poverty and made Nigerians like people who live from hand to mouth and what have you. That is what this government has just succeeded and only succeeded in doing. The reforms they've done and whatsoever they are boasting and bragging of, none of Nigerians are feeling the positive impact. Rather, we are feeling the negative impact of these so-called reforms they've done. The thing is this, I won't blame him because he lives a luxurious life and he's part of the inner cabinet of Mr. President and this administration. So, of course, there is no way life is going to be kind of hard for them because they have access to our public wealth and they can do and undo whatsoever. And that's the reason why he is not feeling it. The only person that will say that or speak otherwise on what Nigerians are saying and the complaints of Nigeria of hunger in this country are people, or is a person who is blind and someone who is a kind of who has penchant for lies and who has like a kind of who has no like who has no regard for telling of truth and standing for the upright something that's upright. That's just, those are the people that will say otherwise. If not, whoever knows that he's like someone who would always speak the truth in the faces of whatsoever will always come to terms with the fact that what Nigerians are saying about this administration is true. Nobody is trying to kind of like shoulder the blame to just this administration. Of course, we know that even the previous administration had its own problem and challenges, but the thing is this, the same way you guys came and like it kind of deceived Nigerians into voting you into power and allowed Nigerians to vote out even the government that was doing much better than you from power. You guys have to shoulder the responsibility of what we are facing today because you brought this upon Nigerians and you brought all this mess upon Nigerians because you guys were not even ready for power at all. You guys were not ready for governance at all. You all wanted power at all costs, but you have no template for governance and whatsoever, understand? Now you've gotten power and you have power, but to like kind of lead Nigeria properly, what you do is mischief. All you come to do online is just to spread false information. All you come to do online is just to like kind of make unguarded comments about Nigerians and like speak condescendingly to Nigerians as if or as though you brought yourself to power or you are governing yourself. The thing is this, everything has a timeline and everything has its end. The whole thing is this, the whole truth is coming to place now that even the people, the inner cabinet of the president is elected thinking there are people who will tell him the truth are liars and people who will never tell him what the real or true realities in Nigeria today is to him. So of course he needs to like kind of reshuffle his inner cycle, especially people like Mr. Bayo Onanuga. He's not fit to take or like a kind of be in that position as a president's spokesman or a special senior advisor to the president on media whatsoever, understand? So this is just what I have to say because this man has just confirmed that these guys are just leashes and people who don't mean well for Nigerians at all. And by God's grace, come 2027, all this will be over. Drop what you think about this in the comment section. And if today is your first time to visit the channel, please kindly like, share, and subscribe to the channel.